Okay, so we're trying to start for the third time tonight. We've had a bunch of technology hiccups. Anthony, go ahead and greet the audience.
Hello, audience.
I don't trust my computer right now. Well, last week we were both sick. You could probably tell in the two recordings that we did last week, those two episodes 8 and 9, but we were talking about our gamer theories of Hoosier Main and all that. This week I don't know what we're going to talk about right now. I'm frustrated.
Perfect. This now we're getting like to the real side of us. You know what I mean? Like before we were very like monotone and serious, and we're like, we're going to do a good job. Now you're getting the sloppy part of us.
Let me tell you something I saw today. I'm gonna tell you something. It's time. We've brought the P word up. Pokemon, okay? We're gonna have a little Pokemon discussion today because ZA has just revealed a bunch of footage so that we can put our googly eyes on it, which I'm very excited about. I want you to understand. Pokemon has been my thing since it came out in the fucking 90s. Okay? That was the fucking 90s. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, so we're finally getting some new stuff. The main thing is the mechanics are looking sexy. Holy crap, the trainer's involved again. Thank you, Legends spin-off series. It should become the mainstay. But what I really want to see in Pokemon is I really want to see a goddamn starter trainer mode. And then I want to see a returning champion mode. Like, I've done this before. Let me in. Fight me with your good shit through the whole story. Because most people are just going to play the story and be done. So hit them. Punch him. Here's your hard mode.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every time we play games like this, you and I always want, new game plus, or give me some kind of restriction. Make me change my team. Make me not be able to use, the strongest moves, whatever it may be. I'm right there with you. Now, granted, Pokemon is not my, it's not my wheelhouse quite the same as it is yours. I was very heavily invested in Red and Blue when they first came out. I played Yellow and then kind of fell off after Gen 2. And then you actually reintroduced me in Sun and Moon and got me back in at the Sun and Moon generation. And I was in love. It was just like I remembered it. It was old school Pokemon. It was amazing. Here's a little A-money tidbit for you. I got my first copy of Pokemon Blue when it first came out. I got it for my birthday. And we went to Chi-Chi's, for anybody that remembers those restaurants back when they were around. We went to Chi-Chi's, and I was playing it so much that I was sitting down playing it while we were eating, and they invited the staff over to come sing for me to, like, try to embarrass me. And I didn't even know that they were there. Like, I was so engrossed in this game. It was perfect. I love those games.
Look, there's your Nexus trilogy. First, which version did you have? You already said Blue. I had Red, okay. And number 2, who's your starter? Who was your starter for Kanto? I'm not from Kanto, okay. I'm from Unova. I'm an Unova-in. Just kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
Just kidding.
Well, well, so my starter was Squirtle.
Squirtle! You had Squirtle!
Squad. I was Squirtle Squad. He was on the box. He was on the box. Squirtle Squad. I remember the show, him wearing the sunglasses. I thought he was the coolest boy. And then, now again, you reintroduced me into Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And I know this isn't a starter, but this is kind of like my Route 1 bird, my first catch. Hawlucha is the coolest. Like, he's my favorite of all time. Hawlucha became so cool instantly as soon as I saw him. I knew I had to have him.
Yo, so first of all, you just gonna glaze over the fact that we both had Squirtle as our fucking starter and then just barrel on over to fucking Hawlucha. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And don't forget, then my real starter, as maybe Hawlucha has become your real starter, my real starter now is Galarian Meowth. Fucking love that Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's another thing I want for Pokemon is let me just pick a starter from all the Pokemon in the game.
Yes. Yep.
Like champion mode, who's your starter?
Exactly.
You
instead
pick
of giving us
anything.
because the starters are pseudo legendaries, right? That's kind of their moniker or whatever you want to call it. Give me the dude who is just the strappiest. Like, I want some backroom brawler who's gonna, he's not afraid to cheat. He's got a little edge under his belt. I mean, like how Lucha, I imagine him in my mind has skull in his lip. You know what I mean? Like when he goes to fight, he puts a dip in and he's just like, let's do this. Let's throw down. No rules. We fight whenever we want. We're not taking turns. Let's do this.
He would. What? Fucking Haluchas. It's like fucking plowing Incineroar into the ground.
Well, there you go. So during my Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon playthrough, I did a all wrestling squad. I built a stable. I ran through the game with my band of wrestlers. What I want to know, who's your main? I want to know what your theme team is. What's the theme team for Jarred Melon?
Yo, okay. First of all, you made a really good point that I always tell people when I play fucking Pokemon. When I approach a new game, the only way to make a Pokemon game fun, if you're good at them, is to play like you're fucking Ash Ketchum. And every time you run into a Pokemon, not only do you catch him, but you put him on your fucking team and make him train until he evolves and goes away with Butterfree. That's how you fucking play it, guys. Stop fucking building an ultimate team and trashing the fucking... Keep changing your guys out so every fight is the hardest thing you've ever done, and you've got the worst fucking type matchups because you keep changing your fucking team. That's what you do. But you already know what my fucking canon team is. It's just a shitload of fucking cat Pokemon.
Yeah.
I took those into fucking ranked play on Scarlet and Violet, baby. Not scared. Go ahead. Beat my ass like I give a shit.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Make my day. I've got cats on my squad.
Well, one of my favorite teams I made was in Sword and Shield, and it was Berserker and Meowstic. And then I had another cat Pokemon, in my opinion, it's Ditto, Copycat.
Mm-hmm.
And I called that team Copycat. So if you fucking were beating my ass, then I would go ahead and throw out my Imposter Ditto and hit you with your own pimp. Go ahead. Yep. I'll just copy your moves and use them better than you.
I'll use your body to get to the top.
Yeah, fuck off. I think that confused a lot of people. If I were you,
were me, and I'd use your body to get to the top.
I don't know if it was a good team. I don't care. Okay.
Yeah, who cares?
I think ranked play is cool, and I think that's great. But I just want to make a fucking theme team. It's the same thing that we used to do in fucking Magic. I just want to fucking jank it and have a good time. Do whatever kind of build I want. I know how the game works. I know which teams are good. I don't want to play meta. It's boring.
Exactly.
Fuck off.
Okay. You were talking about this earlier. You said give us alternative starts, right? I don't want to leave the house as a 10-year-old, and this is my hero's journey or whatever. I've lived my hero's journey, right? I want to go town to town, going to the bars, hitting on single moms. Sure, you can have your gym. The adults can have the gyms and all of that stuff. Show me the Team Rocket, the degeneracy, the seedy underbelly of Pokemon. I'm not asking for like the Batman dark and gritty version. I'm asking for like the Louisiana. Show me what's it called? Mardi Gras. Show me the Mardi Gras of Pokemon. You know what I mean? I
realize that's not going to happen because I know what we're talking about
here.
Yeah,
exactly.
But I think more realistically, there's two kind of starting. If we're going to fucking theory craft about a game they should make, the champion mode should entail one, a disguise, and you can either join the team that's in the game, like Team Skull or whatever, and it turns out it's just a fucking summer program for the teenagers.
Yep.
And your job is to go around and get your ass kicked by the kids that are coming out, and so you have to build a team that's gonna lose.
I like that.
But if you beat them kids, then you're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna lose your job.
Yeah, your boss yells at you for getting too many wins.
That's a game over.
You know what it is? Give me Team Skull. I want to be.
Yeah. Team
what was
Skull,
that guy's
baby.
name? What was his name?
Guzma. It's your boy. Guzma.
Give me my boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, and then, be able to go and defend your champion, I guess. I don't know why you'd want to stay champion. I just think it's goofy. But like you said, I want the champion mode, returning champion mode, to be I'm an adult. And now I have time to go around training Pokemon again as a hobby. I'm successful. Let me have a fantasy, okay? God damn it. And I'm successful, and I go out and I want to train my Pokemon again. And I can tap right into the bank if I want to and get my, the home, Pokemon home. I can tap right into that, pull my team in. And if I pull in Pokemon that are level 100, fucking level adjust the goddamn whole game. Beat my ass. This is a returning champion, bitch. I walk up to the gym and they're like, oh, the champion's here. And then they fucking pull out all 6 and they're like, we're doing doubles. And you're like, what? They just start fucking pounding your ass. Gym 1, beat the piss out of me. You want easy mode? Go to fucking new trainer mode. This is beat you in the ass mode.
Here's my dream game, right? It's just Mega Man X. I want to start the game and lose. And then some cool dude walks up and he uses some sick Pokemon. And he's just like, maybe one day you could be as cool as me, kid. And then we just spend the whole game chasing him down, trying to be cool like him. Like,
how dare you?
Go. There's the game.
How dare you bring up Mega Man X when you know my Mega Man X lust is very high right now? Well, I'm trying to talk about fucking Pokemon right now. We're not talking about Mega Man X. I'm ready for that shit, but hold on. I got another bit of news that I didn't link to you earlier today about Pokemon. So you got to understand the dynamic here, folks. I'm the Pokemon guy, and I tell these dummies what's happening in Pokemon, and they tell me to shut up. So here's the other thing that got announced was Pokemon Champions, and it's going to tap into home, and you're going to be able to battle Pokemon. From what I understand, it's Pokemon Showdown, but fucking official, with Megas, with Gigantamaxes, all the gimmicks, terrestrialization. Come on! Oh yeah, baby! It's
now
time.
You're speaking my language.
Let's get those Megas to beat ass.
Yep. Bring them back. That's my problem. That I had. Obviously, there was a huge gap where I didn't play any games. You reintroduced me, and then I really didn't follow you on the Switch when you played those games. And part of the reason was because, and I get it, you're playing a new game, you need to play with the creatures that are in that game. Make it so easy for me to take the Pokemon that I already own, the ones that I've owned for 25 years of my life. Let me bring those Pokemon into the new game, and then let me use those Pokemon to fight other people. I don't understand why that's so hard.
Well, they have that now, kind of. So, but it'll be really cool to see Champions and what exactly they have in store for us there. And I know we've already spent 10 minutes talking about Pokemon, but let's just take it back a little bit. Let's just take it back. Fucking, like you said, what brought you back into Pokemon? It was Sun and Moon, right?
Yep. I think there were a couple of things that game did. And it's very hard to explain, it's hard to explain hype, why you're hype for something, why you're not hype for something. I think that game, because it was the last one on the 3DS, I was hyped for it. I wanted it. Obviously I played the Ultra Sun and Moon, so I didn't actually play regular Sun and Moon, but I did go back retroactively and play them. Yeah, I mean, it's like the story was amazing. The post game was amazing. Playing online, I got my butt kicked and it made me angry, but that was amazing and fun, and I learned the process of it. And yeah, I think that was the first time since I was a little kid where I was just like, Pokemon is fun again, Pokemon is cool again. Let me have all the dudes and all sorted out.
Well, Sun and Moon is Sun and Moon Ultra, so lovingly called Usam. People didn't like it at the time because that's the way Pokemon fans are. But for me, the game that brought me back, I mean, I was still playing, but not like super hard. I kind of even fell off during Black and White because I was getting made fun of for playing it at the age that I was at then. But it was X and Y. I got the 3DS, and I got X and Y, and now we're kind of coming back to X and Y, which I'm very excited for because it didn't ever get a third game. And it really deserved one. It was a great game, and I love the story. And I love a lot of the Pokemon that were introduced were really cool. That's when we got fairy types. And so I'm excited for Pokemon ZA. It should be very good. The Legends game is still regarded as one of the best games for Pokemon that's come out. And if you haven't played it, you're doing yourself a disservice by not playing it if you like Pokemon.
I very distinctly remember. I don't remember. I guess I should say I don't remember which game it was. I just remember that there was a DLC that was coming out for Pokemon, and I remember you saying that you were not looking forward to it. And I remember thinking, okay, that's Pokemon has done so much wrong for so long that a diehard fan was sitting there going like, "Oh my gosh, another DLC, another $60 that I have to pay for this game to get the full experience." And then we're right back, baby. Like it just takes one good game, one hype trailer, and we're all back. Every single one of us. The people who haven't played in 10 years, the people who have been buying every single edition of every game, we're back, baby. we're right there.
I'm glad that they've switched to a DLC model instead of just releasing a third game. I think that's good. And then trying to update the game as they go. Obviously, Pokemon has a lot of fucking problems. And it shouldn't. And it does. But honestly, Legends and the ZA game, I mean, that's the stuff I'm most excited about for Pokemon. I'm super not excited. Like, I like Scarlet and Violet, don't get me wrong, but it's got a lot of fucking issues. And so did Sword and Shield. And I liked both of those games, and I had fun with them. But I didn't even buy the DLC for Scarlet and Violet. And my other Pokemon friends who are younger did get it, and they said it was good. And I don't blame them because, honestly, they were fun games. And I just want more out of the series. And they should be able to produce more, but it's just not happening. And I'm not going to get into all that right now. I just wanted to bring up the fact that we got some current event stuff for a series that I'm fairly passionate about. But it's been quite suppressed since Scarlet and Violet. Well, and you guys don't really play it, and there's not really a good way for us to play together since you don't play it. I can't stream it. We're talking about Nintendo here. They're like, fuck you. Don't share your shit. Don't tell anybody.
That in and of itself is its own problem where games now are advertised through YouTube and Twitch. That's how you sell your game is you give them to streamers, you get them excited about the game, and then they play it, and then that trickles down to the average consumer because the average consumer doesn't care about commercials anymore. You sent the YouTube video that was produced, and it was very high quality, looked very good, it was very hype. But I can guarantee you that is aimed at people who are already checking the Pokemon YouTube channel, or the Reddit page or whatever it may be. The way that you get the average person excited about a game is you take it to a streamer and you give it to them and you say, play our game. I want you to be completely honest about it, tear it apart, play it how you would play any other game, and I guarantee you your sales go up. And for Nintendo to not only take that away, but to take away, emulation of old games that they no longer sell, just the general distaste for its own fan base. They make it so hard to be a fan of Nintendo where you're sitting there going like, I like your games. Let me play your games. And they're just like, no, you can't. We won't let you.
I mean, my main issue as an old Nintendo fan, I was right there with the fanboys and holding the pitchforks high when people said that kind of stuff. But now I'm just like, fuck off. Like, I just won't play Nintendo games. Okay? That's what'll happen. Of course, my son likes Super Mario, so I'll buy it for him. But I'm not going to play him. Well, that doesn't matter. I'm still giving him my money. But at the same time, I see the target audience in my children and watch their eyes light up just like I did when I was a kid. And I played my first Mario game when I was probably as old as my son. So, I don't know.
I think that's a really good point. We kind of did that in our first episode where we said kind of our gaming background and our gaming history. I think that's very important. The first game that you play really does ground you to what you like. So if your first game is Mario and you like the bright colors, you like the upbeat music, and you like the characters, and you like the fun story that really probably doesn't make sense in in all actuality, but it's just fun. I think that shapes what you look for in video games. Whereas I think if your first video game is, something that's not Nintendo, why would I ever go and play a Nintendo system or a Nintendo game if it's so hard to get into, to find that content? Perfect example, my niece, she is from a household where they don't play Nintendo games. I don't play Nintendo games really the way that I've never played Nintendo games the way that you have. I have a Nintendo Switch and I have a Nintendo 3DS, but I've never really invested in those consoles or those ecosystems. So she'll never have that kind of camaraderie with her family. I don't know if her friends play those games, but she'll never have that with myself or her mom or her dad. And so I think that is something that is important, is having that kind of like lineage coming through where you're providing those games for your kids and sitting there going, these are important, these were fun and important for me, and now I'm letting you play them. Whereas, maybe I'm doing that with Sega or PlayStation games.
Well, and I gotta say, as far as how games were made then and how they are made now, Mario is a much easier game to grab hold of and start playing. And I did read some article from, I don't remember if it was Iwata or Miyamoto or who it was, exactly who said it, but they regretted making Mario Sunshine as hard as it was. I kind of went back and tried to play that game with my son recently, and it really is very difficult. I'm like, oh my God, like this game was hard. How the hell did I beat this game? I don't even know. But Mario Odyssey, very easy to pick up and start playing, is fun the whole way. I don't know if I would have bought that game now, but when I bought it then, I mean, I think nostalgia was gripping me by the balls and saying, hey, remember Mario 64? And I go, yeah. You want to play it again? I go, yeah. So I picked it up, when I got my Switch. Of course, I preemptively was buying my Switch for the Pokemon game that was going to come out, okay? I had ulterior motives. It wasn't for Mario. I wasn't really excited about Zelda's Breath of the Wild. But that's neither here nor there, as those are probably even hot takes to say. But, I mean, those games are made for newer generations as part of it, and that's okay, because I can always go back and play the classics. Get on my lawn, kids. I want you to learn the lineage of where this came from. This game sucks. It's old. You're right. You got to play it backwards with your eyes closed. Uphill in the snow.
I very jokingly said when we found out my sister was pregnant and she was going to have her first kid, and obviously everybody's excited, I very jokingly said, are you going to make her earn her video games the way that we did, where she has to work her way up through the ranks? You don't get to just come out and start playing Xbox One games. You've got to work your way up through Sega Genesis and all of that stuff. They obviously did not do that. But I think that's a very funny thing, very funny idea of like, no, you can't play the PlayStation 1 games until you beat Lion King on Sega Genesis.
My kids have tried to play the original Mario games. My favorite ones, a lot of people, 1, 3, Super Mario World. And like, they're pretty difficult games. They take a lot of finesse that we just don't think about. And really, here's a topic that's really interesting to me, because we just don't realize the skill set we have as gamers. We just don't understand it until you put the controller in the hands of someone who's never played before. Albeit, my wife isn't a gamer, surprisingly. I mean, she had a Game Boy, and an N64, but she never really just like took to the hobby the way that we have. And that's a topic for a different day, probably. But sometimes I try to sit down and teach her, or I'm working on my kids, trying to teach them the skill sets. And you just don't realize how hard it is to maneuver in a 3D space, control the camera, do even the minor of button combinations to make a character move. Even side-scrolling games are very difficult for people who've never played them before. And you just don't realize that you're leagues above them. Even if you're not as good as like that sweaty kid in Apex when we played that fucking thing for a hot minute. That kid beat our ass, and I was like, good day, sir. Yeah. You are very good.
Tip my cap. This game is yours.
I shall go to bed now. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me how I suck at first-person shooters.
You're exactly right. Obviously, I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here, but one of the games that I played when I was a kid very heavily were the Madden series of games, the NFL football sports games. And you try to play it with people. I grew up in a coach's household, so I grew up around people who were enthralled with football. Tried to get my dad to play it. He wanted to play it. He was I think he understands that it's an important piece of teaching young kids how to play football, but he just couldn't do it. He didn't have the manual dexterity or the time or the practice. And then I tried playing with another coach on staff, well, 2 coaches on staff who I guess you would call Gen X, right? That's the generation after us.
Yeah, before us, yeah.
Yeah, Gen X. And played them and beat both of them handedly. I'm not bragging. They didn't know how to play and I did, so I beat them. And it was kind of just like, do you want to play again? And they're like, well, no, why would I want to play again? You're very clearly better at this game than me, and I don't know how and don't want to learn. And so there's just that barrier of non-gamers. Like you said, I have 30 years of experience of playing games. If you hand me a controller, even if I've never played that console or game before, I'm going to figure it out. Whereas somebody who hasn't, they're staring down at the controller and just being like, what button do I push?
Oh, yeah. Or just like, so take the controller you're most familiar with. What controller are you most familiar with?
That PlayStation controllers.
If I told you to press the A button, you would press the X button, right?
Yeah.
Like without even thinking. Or if you told me to press the X button, but I know you're talking about coming from a PlayStation controller, I know to press the A button.
Yeah.
That translation happens very quickly for us. If I tell somebody else, well, you got to press the fucking bottom button. The bottom A button. It's the fucking A button. What the fuck? Press the fucking button. No, I don't know. I do love. It's just such a great experience to watch someone who's never played a game, but they're having a wonderful time, but they suck. That is a great experience. If you've not had that experience, I love watching like my son play through a game and he just can't make the fucking jumps or something, but he's just laughing and just trying again. Like he doesn't give a shit. And I'm like, good. That's good. That means you like what you're doing. Keep playing. If you don't like it, quit. But then he'll like, Dad, I can't get past this part. And he hands it to me. And I'm like, and I'm like, past it and way past it. And he's like, wait, how'd you do that? He's 4. So his brain was just like, ugh. Keep playing, Dad. And I'm like, I don't want to. I want to go play something else. I already beat this game. No.
We have a yearly Christmas tradition at my house where we all get together at my parents' house and we play Until Dawn. It's a very cheesy, campy teen horror movie game, if that makes sense. It's kind of like the Walking Dead games where a lot of it is quick time events and very overly dramatic decision making that's timed. We play those, and I love watching either my parents or especially like Seth or something like that, my brother-in-law, watching them play this game. It for all intents and purposes for them, it would be like watching a horror movie. And I know every twist and turn of the game. I know everything that's coming up. I know how to make the story happen how we want it to happen. And it's so fun every time, man. Just like the there's just something so raw and primal about that feeling of like, it's not even terror. It's like we're almost all enjoying the experience together. Like the jump scares and the the cheesy villain and all of that stuff. It's so fun.
No, it's like a Telltale game. Those games are awesome. The game I like to watch my wife play is Wario Woods and Dr. Mario.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching her play those games. She is contorting in ways I can't even. Like, I don't understand how that's helping her play, but she's beating ass, but she looks like she's like about to die. And you'll be watching the screen. You'll be like, oh boy, here we go. And then she'll win and go to the next stage. And she's like, eh. And I'm like, do you know what you're doing? She goes, no. I'm like, are you secretly like practicing that game?
Yeah.
I better check the hours on that game.
Everything gets so much more excited. Like if you or I were playing that game, and you beat the level, it would be like, oh, good job, man. Like I expect you to beat the level. And, I'm not holding anything against her, but like you said, she doesn't play games. And so it's almost like the excitement is so much higher because it's the first time they have that experience, that first big win. And you're right. It's just like, yeah, we did it. We beat Dr. Mario. And it's like, now do you want to play the games that I like? No. Okay.
Well, in her defense, she gets motion sick with any game that has like 3D camera movement at all. And so that's if she's controlling it. She can watch games. She doesn't really like to enjoy that. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about that first time experience. And one of my favorite first time experiences was when we found out my wife would get motion sick. Is we were playing Silent Hill and she wanted to play. And you were talking about watching a scary movie. Like, I think Silent Hill is a scary game already, but watching somebody who doesn't know how to turn somebody around and get through a doorway when a fucking monster's coming down the hallway, That fucking shit's terrifying to me. I'm scared of scary games. That shit scares me. And so then she's laughing, and this monster's coming. I'm like, turn around! Press the A button! Press it! Oh my god! Give me the fucking controller! Give me the fucking controller! She's like, I got it. And I'm like, no. Terrifying. Terrifying experience. No. But it was very fun. She wants to go back and try it again, but we haven't got around to it. Very busy with children. This is what fucking time is it?
I can very highly recommend. The game is objectively not anything special. Like I said, it's literally a Telltale game. If you've ever played one of those, it's not from that company, but it's of that ilk. But Until Dawn, if you guys ever want to play a scary game together, that's so much fun to play with somebody who has no clue what they're doing.
So I think 30-minute episode for this one.
All right, yeah, we had a little bit of trouble getting started, so that's good.
We're gonna wrap it up here. We might continue a ramble or two here, but that'll be on the Midwest goodbye section.
Yeah.
I'm fucking pissed off. I got some more stuff actually I wanted to talk about, but we're gonna talk about it. It's about Mega Man 9 as a video I watched that somebody just released, and I want to talk about old graphics and how games come forward or go back or whatever. So we're gonna wrap this one up and go into that one. So we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.